And here we go. Devin Haney versus Prograis for Prograis title, WBC title. Haney's moving up in weight, and Prograis believes he's the best in the division. Haney, former undisputed champion, Prograis, current WBC champion, and seen as the number one in the division. So let's see how that all works out on BWTM Sports. Don't go anywhere. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Glad you could join us. Cameron's doing a bit of hide and seek with me. But we should be good now. Right, let's get into this. So, Devin Haney against Regis Prograis for the WBC, I think, Super Lightweight Championship of the World. I have to say, first and foremost, that it's been a very entertaining press conference. It's been those press conferences that when you listen to them, you want to listen to them right to the end. You don't want them to stop. The trash talking between Devin Haney and Prograis, Regis Prograis, and the two trainers has been exciting. It has been funny. It has been memorable in many moments. And I'm entertained. This is the era of who can talk the loudest. This is the era of who can get the best wisecracking. It's almost like now people are training to be great at press conferences. But yet when you go to see the actual fights, they fall apart. They don't live up to the expectation. So I'm looking at these two going back and forth, and the energy that they take into putting this fight together. And, you know, Haney basically says to him, well, let me see your skill set. You ain't got no skills. And Prograis going, well, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to knock you out. The trainers from Prograis corners going saying, well, Haney ain't got a chin. Haney ain't got a chin. And Haney's saying, well, you ain't got a skill set. So it's quite funny, the back and forth. Well, some of the things as well inside the conversation. What school did you go to? Yeah, I went to this school. Yeah, but I went to that school. And then I went to this school. Yeah, and I went to this school. You weren't from that area. No, you don't know. I was from that area. You don't know what's... I'm like, what the hell is the primary school you went to or the secondary school got to do with the fact that you're WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World defending your title now? I mean, I don't understand. I don't get that. I mean, area codes and postcodes and what school you went to. Yeah, if you're talking about education, about how educated you are. Yeah, I went to that school. I went to that college. Yeah, and he gave me a good education. If you're talking about bragging rights about what you did in school, I'm not quite sure if how that correlates to you getting in and punching your brains out of one another. I don't understand how that kind of relates. Yeah, well, you went to that school. If you're having a conversation, a debate about education, like with best doctors or which university you came from, or you know which school produces the best engineers, or you know, but just to sit down and say, well, I went to this school, I went to that school, I went to a bad school where education was poor. Yeah, and that makes me a wicked fighter. But you know, some of the greatest fighters I feel have been boxing IQ, and I'm not sure about Prograis' boxing IQ. I believe he's a puncher, yes, and I believe he has some boxing ability, but I don't think the boxing IQ of Haney. Haney's got a far better IQ in boxing than Prograis. Prograis to me just seems like a guy who's got a big punch, looking to knock people out. And even when I watched the face to face, if you listen to Haney where he's talking to Prograis, you can tell Prograis is just the kind of guy who says, if I catch you, I'm going to knock you out. And that sort of caveman type mentality, if I catch you, I'll knock you out. You have to be very, very good, like Deontay Wilder, sort of very, very good knockout puncher. And you have to be accurate. And then you see when you can knock guys out who've got limited skill and ability, who can't slip and slide your punches, counter, set you up with shots, make you walk into shots, then you can set your feet and throw them big shots. But when you're fighting a guy that's slippery, 1 minute he's there, next minute he's there, or when you're about to throw your jab to let your right hand go, you're getting countered with right hands over the top. You got to throw a right hand, he's gone, he's hitting you with a left hook. You're walking into left hooks and right hands all night long. It's more difficult for you to set up shots and land big shots the same way as you would against a conventional fighter who'll just stand in front of you. The way I look at this fight is very simple. It's boxer versus puncher. But the thing that Prograis team need to be aware of and need to be careful of is that Haney's moving up in weight, 5 pounds. And moving up 5 pounds in weight, the danger is that Prograis disregards the fact that Haney was weight drained in those previous fights and fighting more at his more natural weight. He may have a bit more power on his pop on his punches. He may be that much more durable because he's having to lose less weight and he's closer to his natural fighting weight. And the fact that Prograis is thinking about, I'm just going to hurt you, and not really thinking about the fact that, he can't punch. Well, you don't know if somebody can punch until you get popped in the mouth. So when I hear fighters talk about he can't punch, well, how do you know he's not popped you in the mouth yet? And when he pops you in the mouth and you're on the canvas, it's the wrong time to find out if a guy can actually punch. I used to say the same rubbish about Floyd Mayweather. It's not whether a guy can punch, but it's whether he lands effectively enough to distract you or disrupt what your game plan is. If your game plan is to walk forward in straight lines, get me to the ropes, and then land body shots, and I hit you hard enough to stop you in your tracks, and I can move laterally, left or right, and stop you and sting you, I hit hard enough to disrupt your plans. And if I hit hard enough to disrupt your plans, I hit hard enough. And kind of that's the way I look at it. When it comes to punch power, that's the way I look at it. My biggest fear about this fight is that the best thing about this fight will be the press conference. I actually don't think this is going to be a great fight. I don't. I actually think that Haney's going to neutralize a lot of what Prograis does. The big thing in this fight is when Prograis lands on Haney and he doesn't make him do the dance and he doesn't hurt him significantly, what happens then? If Prograis cannot hurt Haney to the point of where he thinks he can knock Haney out and his team think they can knock Haney out and they're banking on that punching power, they're in a world of trouble. Because Haney be sharp. He may punch with a bit more pop. And I will always back the guy with the better IQ and the better boxing ability. I expect Haney to outbox, outpunch, and outmaneuver Prograis in a fight where I don't think with the boxing IQ and the way Bill Haney is, I don't think they're just going to come out first round and try and stand and trade with Prograis. I believe that Prograis may be on seek and destroy, and I think they might, for the first 4 or 5 rounds, try and keep out of Prograis' way, but sting him with sharp counters. Be there and be gone. Be there and be gone. Hit him with sharp counters, tie him up, move, hit him with a jab, hit him with a right hand, move, slip, counter, and disrupt everything that Prograis does, at least for the first 6 rounds. So to not only disrupt what Prograis does, but to make him lose concentration, make him get frustrated. And with frustration comes the fact that you start making mistakes. You start making mistakes and start getting tired. That's where there's a problem. Now, is Prograis tight at the weight? That's another question. And is he tight at the weight? You know, he's talking about Haney's moving up. Is he tight at the weight? Does he struggle going down the stretch? So these are the things I'm looking at. I'm going to go with the fact I don't expect this to be a great fight because I think a lot of the energy has been spent in the press conference and the trash talking. And many fights today we see where there's lots of trash talking. There's lots of back and forth of what you're going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And for me, a lot of that is to sell the fight. Sell the fight. Okay, I can imagine Eddie saying, okay, boys, you two need to sell this fight. You need to sell this fight. The more you sell this fight and the more people that come through through the gates, paying public, are going to make you more money. That's the kind of conversation I'm hearing. And then Haney and Prograis saying, right, you're getting paid. I'm getting paid. Let's get paid some more money. Let's hype this up. That's the way I see it. Is there genuine beef between these two guys? No, I don't think so. I just think it's just two guys that are competitive. One guy is saying, well, I'm undisputed at one weight. I'm coming up to pick up the WBC title. And Prograis is like, no. You're coming up to do what to me? No, you're not doing that. So, Haney's trying to knock Prograis, of course. And Prograis saying, no, I'm number one. And I'm going to cement my place as number one. And that's why I see. I don't see it as a grudge match. I see two competitive fighters wanting to prove their point. That's it. But if Prograis believes he can just try to lie at punch power at that level, he's going to have a problem. Well, he had punch power against Josh Taylor. How did that work out for him? I hope he's learned from the Josh Taylor mistakes. But, I'm just a puncher. I'm just going to catch Josh Taylor and knock him out. Well, that didn't work out for him. He kind of ran out of ideas after he couldn't knock Josh Taylor out. It's the same thing going to happen with Devin Haney, who looks bigger than actually Prograis. Maybe he's taller, but he looks bigger in the picture I've got there of him. So we'll see. But that's my prediction. I'm going with Haney. Either I can see Haney dropping Prograis. And the only way I see Haney getting caught, and the only way Prograis, I feel, has to catch Haney, the way Prograis got to catch Haney, he's got to catch Haney in between Haney throwing shots. That's how you hit, and that's how you hurt. You've got to, when Haney's throwing, that's where you got to throw your shots. Get inside, let your hands go. So as he lets his hands go, he's got to let his hands go either in the middle of his throwing punches, when he stops throwing punches, beyond that. But get as close to Haney as possible. Get as close to Haney as possible. He might get to a point where he might feel he may have to walk to Haney and take unnecessary blows if he's falling behind on points. And that's why I feel he'll get countered and walk onto something. Haney's not noted to being a big puncher, but I will not stay with that narrative as he's moved up 5 pounds. We'll have to wait and see whether the 5 pounds makes him a better puncher, a more durable fighter, and a happier fighter, because he was saying he's a happier fighter. Does that make him a lazier fighter because he doesn't have to make the weight the same way? We just don't know. But I'm banking on the fact that he's going to come in possibly the bigger man, bigger than Prograis. I think he's going to come in possibly the stronger man on the night, despite Prograis being the puncher. I don't know. And I feel that Haney could kind of fill out to another weight division as well. But again, speculation. But I am expecting Haney to win this fight. Let me see. Hey, Leif, good to see you in the house. Good to see you. King Strick, good to see you in the house as well. So those are my thoughts on this fight. Really interested to see how it pans out. Talk is cheap. Talk is really cheap. But we'll see. I would love to see an exciting fight, but we'll see. Right. Thank you all for watching. It's a short one for this one. All the best to Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. And I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always. Don't also forget to send, you can start sending super thanks as well. All right. So let me get out of here. This has been BWTM Sports as always. Thank you for joining us.